make largely ingredients for other manufacturers' products. We sell waxes that coat cheeses. We sell waxes to the investment casting industry. I mean, those blends they're just odd little things, but they're pervasive, they're everywhere. About 8:20, 8:30, I received a phone message from my business partner saying there was a fire at the plant, he was heading in, I need to get there ASAP. So the four of us blasted in here and got in the back, and there was clearly a fire going on. I mean, that fire started at 8:11 p.m. The fire department was on the scene at 8:17. I got here about 8:30 and it was fully underway. So we ended up staying here till about 3 that next morning. So that's 8 o'clock on Saturday night, 8:30. And we were out of here, but the fire was pretty much under control by early on Sunday morning. Once I got here and assessed the situation, the fire department felt confident they were going to be able to get it under control. We were just in back working with them, helping them, go in this door, do that, da-da-da. And then I called our insurance agent, and he came right down. They let him through the barricade, the police lines, and back to talk to me. And I said, okay, what's next? And he said, well, there are some companies that will spearhead the restoration. One of them is Paul Davis Restoration. I said, well, you tell me what to do. I don't have experience in this, nor do I want it. And he said, well, there's a representative of Paul Davis Restoration on site. I said, well, obviously I don't have time to talk to him right now. We're still trying to assess the situation, help the fire department however we can, but I'll get to him. So about 1 in the morning, I'll call and leave a message for Jim. And so I called, he picked up. I said, I understand you guys can help us. And I said, yes, we're here to do that. And I said, well, when can we get together? He said, well, how's right now? I'm across the street. So he was still here at 1 in the morning. So I went over and talked to him, shook his hand and said, you're on. What happens next? So we'll have a contract to you shortly. He said, but because it is a holiday weekend, we can only get about 10 people here. I went, okay, wow. So he said, I'll meet you back here at 7:30 this morning. So half a dozen hours later. And by the time I went home, got rest, cleaned up, came back, got here, and Jim, and I forget who else was on site that first day, but then eventually he had about 10 folks on site and began assessing the situation, deciding what to do, the action plan. And within days, you had as many as 30 or 40 people here. We were producing, the first business day after the fire was that Tuesday from the long holiday weekend. Since 2/3 of our plant was unaffected by the fire, we were sending orders out that Tuesday morning. The areas that were affected by the fire, in particular, 2 principal production machines, weren't terribly affected by the fire. There was more soot than it was soot, and that was it. By that next Monday, we were producing off those machines. So we had very little disruption of business. For instance, this office was damaged with smoke and water, so we ended up spending the first week in September through December 23rd, we're in a 60-foot trailer out here in the parking lot as an office. Well, the surprise for me, and it's a positive one, was the magnitude, the manpower, the resources that you could throw at it quickly. I mean, as I said, Jim's apology was you can only have 10 people here 6 hours later. And I'm like, I was expecting, that this place would be a disaster zone for the next 2 weeks. Quite literally, within, the first business day, I mean, this place was under full-scale remediation. So I think just the velocity and the magnitude you could throw manpower at it, that was a pleasant surprise, a very pleasant surprise. There were odd little things like the cryoblasting, and we wouldn't have known about that, but it was a great way of remediating the soot and things like that off of our equipment without filling the air with a bunch of debris. To have the software package where I'd take a picture of the damaged material, enter as best as possible a description before it was pushed off the dock and disposed of. Then I got all that information back in a spreadsheet format, enabling me to go through and do my thing on it. The loss control specialist basically said this is as seamless of a claim as he's ever been involved with. back in business promptly, and that came from having some good systems in place. We had backup parts and pieces to fix the damage. We had good insurance. We had a good restoration company in you guys, and we had people that were anxious to get the thing fixed. So, the disruption to us was really comparatively minimal. It was a pretty effective recovery, and we've been back in business substantially so from within days after the catastrophe. So I feel good about it.